downfall of Tony Ferguson has been nothing short of painful to watch, and it took a record-setting turn on Saturday at UFC Abu Dhabi when he's choked out in the first round by Michael Chiesa in their welterweight fight. Now 8 consecutive losses for Ferguson. He snaps the long-standing record of BJ Penn, who had 7 consecutive defeats in the UFC, was tied coming in, and now he stands alone in the dubious parts of the UFC record book. And this has to be the end. I mean, it is a sight to behold what happens there. The fans absolutely loving Tony Ferguson in a part of the world where he has had his biggest rivalry against Khabib Nurmagomedov was embraced all week. The press there treated him nothing short of spectacularly, as did the fans after that loss. And it seemed like we were getting to the cusp of the inevitable retirement there. He takes off one glove, says he is considering walking away, needs to talk to his family, doesn't want to fight anywhere else but in the UFC. And then before he can even get out of the arena bowl, he throws his other glove into the crowd, tells the world he isn't done yet. Does he want to continue fighting only in the UFC, or is he willing to go somewhere else? I can't imagine the UFC wants to keep this going. They probably pay him a pretty penny given where he's at in his career. Don't blame him if he needs to rack up as many of those paychecks as possible, but we know the UFC has the contractual power to let him go if they want. So it's going to be really curious to see where this standoff goes. I do think the UFC respects Tony enough that they would like him to finish his career there and give him the opportunities. God knows he's been given a lot at this point with 8 straight defeats. I know the skid has come against some of the absolute best in the world, not comparable to any other major losing streak in UFC history, but at what point is enough when he is hovering around 40 years old and this many losses? No one has taken this many defeats, and to come on the back of his 12-fight winning streak, which was a record at lightweight at the time, it's just sad to continue watching, and it's not as though the performances are getting better or more inspiring. If anything, it is going the other way. So we will see what decision Tony Ferguson comes to with his family, his team, and the UFC brass. Will there be another fight in the octagon? Will he fight somewhere else? Or ultimately, will clarity come and decide to retire from combat sports for good?